Go back over to Facebook. All right, there we go. We should be live. Wholesale live. Q&A. StreamYard. Copying that into the chat. All right. And then go live. All right. All right. Well, I should be. Oh, there we go. I am live. All right. We're live on the YouTube.
We're live on Instagram.
All righty. And we're live here. So now we're going, hey, everybody who's in here hanging out with us. We're still learning this thing every day. We're still learning how to get this StreamYard stuff working. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with us, coming and kicking it. If you're in here, if you want to join live and just talk with us, ask a question about wholesaling, then the link is in the chat so that you can join. You can join us live if you're in the Facebook group. Then you can join us live and ask some questions, and we can go from there. This week has been just an all-around crazy week, but that's how it usually goes. And then it doesn't really settle down, man. So let's see. I'll just hang out for a minute and see kind of what goes down here for a second. Clean up all these screens that I got in here. And I know this one says it's at 8:15 because I couldn't get the other one to start. So we will fix that. No one else will be making the lives for us moving forward.
It's all good.
Yeah, moving forward, we'll just be doing it. And you know what? I don't even know if this one is live in the group right now. I don't know if this is live in the Facebook group, although it said it was earlier. Let me see. Tell you what, man. Facebook and these lives have really made it enough difficulty to where it's in no one's favor almost to use them. I mean, I see why people are joining these school groups. Okay, we're live in there. I see why people are joining these Alec Harmozy school groups because it's probably 25
Easier.
times simpler.
Yeah.
Just to go live in your group and hang out in there and do your thing, because right now it's ridiculous, man. So either way, we'll get it all fixed and work out. We'll go from there. All right, man. So this week has been crazy. Brandon, what has been up with you?
Had a few meetings, man. I think the main thing this week for me was just trying to dial in some processes. That's really it. I think just I'm trying to get that office. So I'm trying to make sure everything is dialed in before I start bringing in staff. That's my Q1 plan. So January, February, March is my time slot to close on the place. So I've been kind of like, running around doing that. As you see, every time I'm on a call with you guys, I'm always no camera on in the car because I'm just driving around trying to figure it out. So
I feel you on that.
So that's really it.
Once my VA is reaching out to me. All right. Yeah, to have a plan is the ultimate goal. I think we're all working towards that. Uh, um, and everybody, you got to set some goals. That way you have something to hit. I think this week, just kind of sticking with newly. Some of the things that I've kind of seen with just people reaching out and questions that we get is, people are asking. One of the questions we get is, am I going to do a deal with your software or with Newly or whatever? If I sign up, am I going to do a deal? And what I really want, people to understand is that's not something that I can answer for you. I
Right.
can't tell you if you're going to do a deal because I don't know what you're capable of, what your skill set is,
Yes, right.
if you've closed a deal before, if you haven't closed a deal before. Those aren't things I'm familiar with. So, look, I don't think anybody out there sells guarantees. And if they do, you know,
Run away from them.
I guess so. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe definitely sign up and do it, right? Because if anybody out there had a guarantee, we would all sign up for that program and just utilize that because it's guaranteed to work. But since there is no guarantees, we have to just put in the effort, the time and effort. So that's what I would say. That's a question that I see all the time is, am I going to do a deal? When am I going to close or how is it going to go? I don't know your skill set. When you get on the phone and the person says, hey, I'm in foreclosure and I'm facing chapter, whatever it is, chapter 10,
13.
11, 12, 13
Yeah.
bankruptcy. How can you help me? Because when it comes to where you can't just buy it low and sell it high, do you know how to solve that problem?
Right.
And
It
so,
matters. I think that definitely matters. I think it's a really good point because, I mean, like you said, we're not in 2021, 2020 anymore where everything was just flying off the shelf. You could be Joe Blow off the street and, make $100,000. But all those people are gone now because when the 2023 came around and we knew how 2023 went. Me and you both know. So, you know what I mean? Once that happened, it's like everybody's like, oh, tuck their tails and run. But it's the people who decided to learn actually the craft. Because at the end of the day, this is a craft. People who stuck through it, figured out how to do creative, figured out how to do innovation, figured out, you can't just buy low so high. If everything was that simple, everyone would just be in the stock market and be billionaires. So
no, that's exactly right. And I know that we were talking. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me. I thought, guys, again, getting this thing, trying to get this. I thought the Facebook Live, the group was on the IG to let people know real quick. Let me tell them real quick.
yeah, while he's doing that, guys, if you're in the room now and you have any questions, this is what this is for. So please feel free. You could drop the question in the chat. Or if you want to be called up into the room, you can ask your question live, and just come talk to us. That's what we're here for every week, is to provide value. So if you got something, please feel free to just come in and share it. No question's a dumb question here. This is not school. This is real life.
Yeah, I know, right?
So if you got something, then go ahead and ask it. We take this time out every week to be able to chat with you guys. So please ask away. Make sure you make us do some work.
All right, my bad, man. I'm getting it. I'm getting
No,
it
you
up.
all good. Do your thing. Do your thing. We live on Instagram as well. Anybody on Instagram, if you guys have any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat. It won't be displayed on the Facebook Live, unfortunately, but I'll ask the question here, and then I'll make sure I answer it, and you guys can hear Nelson as well on the phone. So, y'all got anything? Let me know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, what were we talking about again? I know we were talking about guarantees, though.
We
Yeah, the
just, yeah,
2018 and doing deals like that. Yeah. I don't know that deals are going to fall out of the sky and happen for people like they were back then. And they might, right? And if that's your skill set and that's what you're going to do, you're going to do some deals and make some money, but you're going to spend a lot of money in marketing. Oh, you know what? That's what I was going to say. So anybody who hears this back, we just found out, right? So we're still always learning, right? You got to always be learning. So today we found out about reverse wholesaling, and that's a thing, and that's another set that we're going to add to our tool belt is reverse wholesaling, right? So how can we help somebody who is facing foreclosure, chapter 13, and just other skill sets we got to have. So now when we look down at our tool belt of what deals we can do, we can wholesale it, we can bird dog it, we can novation it, we can creative finance it, we can reverse wholesale it. Now we know that. We can subject to. So that's 7 things right there we can do. What can you do? So then that's when you need to start asking yourself, you know, am I going to come on here and get a deal? I don't know what you can do. And then just because you might know about all those, have you done it? Do you understand it? Do you know how to work through all those?
Or is it theory?
Everybody knows how to do everything in theory. Go through the process one time. Once you go through that process one time, you'll see how much theory you know for sure.
For sure.
So
no, that's agreed, man. I mean, I think that's one of the main questions I get, you know, like on Instagram, where I have probably my biggest following. I get questions all the time, and it's just like, hey, Brandon, well, you know, how do I get started? How do I scale? Why are you talking about scaling and you've never done your first deal? What is there to scale? Are you going to use the money from your 9 to 5 to spend $5,000 on marketing? Do you have $5,000 set to the side to spend that for 6 months straight to be able to successfully do deals? That's 30 grand. Do you have 30 grand? You know what I mean? Like, do your first deal first, get proof of concept, and then we can talk about scaling 6 months down the line, a year down the line. I just started scaling. I've been in a business for 5 years. I just started scaling. You know what I mean?
It's like, and Jacob is in here.
Okay. What up, Jacob?
Closer, I'll call him that. He was asking reverse wholesaling. So yeah, Jacob, if you're still in here, so reverse wholesaling, kind of what's going on with that. And I'm not an expert in it. It's something that I've learned about recently and am getting my head wrapped around and haven't done it yet. But essentially what it is if someone's facing chapter 13 or they're in foreclosure and they can't work out a short sale with the bank, or they need to work out a short sale, then what this is basically you're going in, you're setting up and doing the negotiation for the short sale. But in the meantime, you get the owner to sign over the deed to you. And then you also have them sign over something called a surplus. And so what happens is you have the deed. Now, the interesting thing with this is you may have to pay them up front to walk out of the property. And so the dangerous thing is, like, you know, what if they walk out and it doesn't close? So the thinking behind it is that even if they walk out of the property, you have the deed to it, and you're working with the bank to negotiate the short sale to do it. So when they're facing foreclosure like that, it's not like the bank is going to call the loan due like they might do with a subject to, right? They're already calling the loan due. Now you're the only person that owns the deed that's saying, hey, we want to pay you for it. So one of two things is the goal to happen. You're going to negotiate a price with the bank where you can wholesale that property or figure out how you want to get out of it. Or the bank is going to say, no, we're going to sell the property. And so if they sell the property for whatever they want to sell it for and get their money out, there's a surplus of what is owed to you or to them, then that surplus you get. So let's say you owe the bank $50,000 on your note and $20,000 in back taxes. Well, if they sell the home for 140,000, that's worth 200 or 300, whatever, then there's a surplus of $70,000. I'm just throwing out the number. I think that's right. Then you are technically entitled to that surplus because you only owed the bank X amount of dollars. And as long as you have an attorney and everything is signed in accurately, you can take that to the bank and say, or you can take it to the, the bank and say, hey, I know you sold my property. You took it. It paid back what it's owed. I'm due the surplus. A lot of people don't know that. So what'll typically happen is the bank just keeps the money. So that's what kind of reverse wholesaling is in a, interesting way. Where, like I said, I'm still getting my head wrapped around it. I haven't done it. I have worked with short sales and I have worked with foreclosures and things of that nature, but I haven't put those things together. So got to do it in practice, give it some try. But it makes sense. So yeah, you would make the 70, right? And you may, and the way that some of these guys negotiate some of these things is they may say with the homeowner, hey, whatever is left on the surplus after we get through negotiating with the bank, we get you through the sale, we get everything. You may negotiate with the homeowner, hey, we're going to pay you 5,000 today, and then we'll pay you 10,000 once we close on it with the bank or whatever. Now it's a longer process. It doesn't all happen just overnight, right? Because the bank has got to take the property. They've got to do what they're going to do with the property. Then they've got to sell the property and you've got to close on it. They've got to get their funds. Then you've got to go and say, hey, I'm owed and do this money. So it's not something that is going to happen, I think, overnight, but it's good. Yeah, I do some research on it to learn it. Justin Colby is teaching it in his new way of doing things. So if you're familiar with him, go check it out. And they're the science, I think it's called the science of wholesaling or reverse wholesaling or something like that.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I've seen it. And also to piggyback on what Nelson's saying, guys, it's not an end all be all. It is a tool in your tool belt. If you're able to go and pull 50 to 100 grand of doing one or two of these things a month, now you've paid for your marketing for the entire year. Just think about it that way. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be something that you're just, cancel everything else. I'm only going to do reverse wholesaling. No, add it to your tool belt alongside everything else. If it fits in that, criteria to make it do that deal, then you go ahead and perform and do the deal. And he said it gets deeper than what he just gave you guys a bird's eye view. It gets probably much deeper than that and very intricate. And you need like a attorney and all these different things that you need, which is great. But you just start building those relationships and you put yourself in position. So when the time comes, you're ready. If there is a short sale or something like that. And I'm pretty sure there's other ways to do it other than just short sales, probably like wraps and other stuff, like, whatever the deal is, there's probably other things you can do with it as well. So just keep that in mind, guys.
The biggest part of it is once you've got the deed and they've got out of it and you've got the deed, then you own it. You can figure out what to do from there, right? The thing that people don't think about when people are wholesaling, they need to get it for $50,000 under the price and then sell it. When you can take over the deed of someone's house and they're already in foreclosure, you can go to the bank and start negotiating with them.
Right. And
Marquand Palmer says, I got a duplex in the pipeline because of you. Hey, I appreciate it, man. That's what Newly's here for. Big ups to you, man. For real. Congrats. That's what we like to hear. But yeah, that's what you got to be able to do more than just get it low and sell it high, right? If you take over the deed to someone's property, you can go into the bank and say, hey, I bought this. What is it going to take today for us to catch up this note and get you guys paid so we can keep this going because I'm the new owner of the property? Especially if you're doing deals, say the town's a 30,000 people town, right? These 30,000 people cities and towns, there's not a lot going on there. They don't want to have to sell the property. If you walk in there and say, hey, how can I catch up a $15,000 back note and take over this property and continue to make the payments on time, they'll probably be like, hey, pull up a chair to my desk. Let's talk and see what makes sense for everybody since you own the deed to this property now, right? They know that their threat of calling the note due isn't going to do anything because they're just going to take the property back and be where they left off. So you've got to be able to think through problems. You need to have somewhat of a team around you. And that's just my message for the day. I just, people are wanting guarantees on deals. We can't do it because your skill set has to be deeper than those few things.
And at the end of the day, like me and Nelson talk about pretty much every day, every week, you have to be relentless. Like, you have to be an absolute shark. You know what I mean? On the phone, you have to eat what's in front of you. If you don't have that mentality when you're on the phone with every time, and I'm not saying be aggressive. I'm not saying be you know, an a-hole or whatever.
And while you're
but
saying that, not to cut you off, hey Marquand, if you're in here, the chat is in here. If you want to jump on this live and just tell us how the deal went through and how it went down, I just re-put it in the chat. Would love to have you in here just so we can hear about it. But I'm sorry.
No, you good, bro. What was that? Where was I?
You got to eat what's in front of you. It's a sales job. You got to be able.
Yeah. You got it exactly. You got to eat what's in front of you. I mean, this is not a game for the weak. Like it's not the thing for the weak-hearted. Like wholesaling isn't easy. I don't know why people think it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna jump in here and go make 20. No, you're not gonna jump in. And if sometimes you luck up, but it's not 2021 anymore. It's not 2020. It's not just easy. You know what I mean? You have to really be creative and really build rapport, really, you know what I mean? Really talk to people, understand the situation. We're problem solvers. If the bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the amount of value you put out there, the more money you'll receive in your bank account on the back end. That's really what we do at the end of the day, you know. And that's just on the wholesale side. Of course, you can do other things as well, but as far as getting a deep discounted deal, it all starts with the rapport. What is the conversation like? And if the person's not interested and the person's not, you know, they don't want to play ball. Okay, they don't want to play ball. There's 1,000 other people on your list. Let's get to the next person. It's numbers, a numbers game. More people you talk to, the more deals you'll do. Like that's really it. But it's just not like, okay, hey Nelson, yeah, I called 5 people, I didn't get a deal. Okay. What do you want Nelson to do? You know what I mean? Like we're providing the leads to you to be able to have opportunities. These are opportunities. We're not giving any guarantees like, hey, you jump on here, you're gonna go and close. I mean, other people have done it. You know, we have testimonials out the wazoo, and people have done deals.
One today, right? Marquand
just got one just now live for you guys. I mean,
the duplex.
Exactly,
but he didn't get it on the. You know, he may got lucky, and I don't want to say lucky, right? His skill set might just be of that.
Exactly,
he's so sharp on the phone that he'll close it out and do it with everybody. But I doubt it was on the first, second, or third call. This is a numbers game, no matter who you go with. If you sign up with High Speed to Lead, it's a numbers game. If you sign up with any company, it's a numbers game. And when you're in a sales job, it's a numbers game. There's no sales job who are just like, unless you sell gas, you know, every time they come over, I make a sale, like right. I guess. So oh, Bryce is in here. Hey Bryce, you know what? I was just talking about that reverse wholesale, and this is the guy who brought it to my attention. So he's the one I'm gonna have to continue to learn from him, but could be a game changer, could be something that changes the game.
And then one other point I want to make, Nelson, is like, think about it like this. When everyone first got started in wholesale, everyone started doing what? Cold calling, right? No one ever started with PPC unless you just had 50 grand landing around. So when you cold calling, what do? You go and pull a list. Do you go and pull a list of 10 people and call 10 people? No. You pull a list of 20,000, 10,000, and you put a dialer and you call through all those people. What's the difference in calling through 10,000 names and records? And then you're going to call through 20 people, 15 people, and think you're just going to, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, the interesting thing is that, you know, and I see it all the time when people email in and stuff. If you pull a list, and I say it all the time, right? If you get the dialer, that's $150 a month. Yep. If you pull and skip trace the list, say you're getting the skip tracing for free because you signed up for, I forget who is out there, but I think there's just $300
like
a month
or something.
Yeah, and you get the skip. It comes with the skip tracing. So now you got the account, and you got the skip tracing. So you're already at 150 plus 350. So you're already at 500. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, $500.
$500, and then you've got to. If you're going to make the calls, you can work it that way. But if you want to hire a VA, now you're at $100 to $150 a week. We'll just say 100. So you're at $1,000 a month. And out of that list that you skip trace and you pull 10,000 from, are you going to get 25 people on the phone that you can talk to that you can have conversations with? Like even out of that 10,000, first of all, when you pull the list for 10,000, you're going to end up getting
come back with 7.
So it's going to get 6,500 back.
Right.
When you call the 6,500, it's going to be 3,500 bad numbers. All right, hold on. Let me add Marquand in here real quick.
Okay.
All right, my man. Yo, what's up?
How's it going, boss?
Oh man, I'm just trying to get like you, man. You the one that said, "Oh, let me see how I can make you the big one on the screen so you could tell your story." I don't know if I can do it. But yeah, man, tell us how it happened, dude. I want to hear how how you got this deal.
All right. Well, I got to start from the beginning. Okay. So let's.
Okay. Hold on, hold on. I got you here. I'm gonna turn you up. I want to hear it. I made you big on the screen. I want to hear it loud and clear. He's in the car. I feel like Kendra G. You gotta get the light in your face. But no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So I got to start from the beginning. I kept seeing your ads and stuff on Instagram and Facebook. I just kept saying, I got to try it. I got to try it. So I signed up. I was busy this week because I have a big dog show coming up. So I was like, I can't do it this week. And then, so I was like, all right, let me get some calls out the way. So I had a free time. I got some calls out the way. Made my first call, had a good conversation with the first person. They wasn't really trying to sell. They were just thinking about it. They said they'll keep me in mind, and I'm going to keep them in mind as well. I got them on my board to give them a call in another month. Now, my third call, because the other person didn't answer, my third call, an older gentleman answered. Now, the address that you guys had provided, they weren't trying to sell that property, but there was another one because like you said previously, you just got to initially get out there and whatever you got to be you in sense because you're comfortable being you. I would never tell somebody to be something else. You got to be you because you're organic being yourself. Yes, so sir. Me and him started talking and conversating because I'm a big dog guy. He's a big dog guy, and we was on the phone for an hour and a half about the property. I have a meeting with him Sunday at 12. I go check it out. He said it's a sweet deal. He's just retiring. He's done. And, like a tired landlord situation. But he said his tenants are perfect. He said, okay, I never had any problem with them. And it's paid off. So I get my pictures and everything set Sunday. So I'm very excited. It was only 3 calls, though. And with technically 2 answers. So
and so let me ask you this, right? You saw the ads, you signed up, and this happened on your third call. So initially, after I take this clip, you're going to be in an ad somewhere. You're going to be on the page somewhere. Did you ever think it would be you? Did you think it was like people were lying? Because I didn't find you. You found me, which is awesome. And it's your third call, and you got a potential deal in the pipeline. And I try to tell people that's all I can do for you. I can't put you on the phone. I can't make you go over there and shake their hand. I can't make you do the deal and the terms come out perfect. I can only put the people in front of you and present the option. But I feel like that's what we do. And it sounds like you might be closing this.
Yes. I feel very strong about this one. I closed deals in the past. I'm no rookie, but I still consider myself a rookie because there's always room to learn and grow. So that's why I always consider myself a rookie. Like, no matter.
You know what? You know what, Marquand, not to cut you off, but one thing I like that you said, and it's very important, a really good teaching moment. You basically built rapport with this person for an hour and a half and had things that were relatable that you talked about that probably did what? Broke down their wall. Let you be able to speak with them on a personal level. You would probably weren't even talking about the house at a certain point.
No, what he told me.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So that's just a good teaching point right there that you put the work in. You didn't just talk on the phone for 5 minutes and try to just get a deal, right? Yes. You were personal. You were personal with this person. So that's probably what really got to the deal. Do you
think that was the first call that he ever got about that property?
No.
It's never their first call. That's what people are like, the leads are downloaded this many times. That dude's the list you get from batch dialers been downloaded 3,000 times.
Yep.
So my bad, Marco. I'll let you go.
I'm so new to this platform that you guys built that I don't even know how to operate it. I downloaded 2 properties twice. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the same address as this one. And I don't know how to operate it yet, but I knew I had to get on the phones and, just talk to people. You just have a conversation at the end of the day.
Hey, that's what happens when you're doing, right? A lot of people get stuck in analysis paralysis, but once you start doing, right? Email us over at hello@newly. We'll credit you back the duplicate that you download. That's not a big deal, right? The doing is the big deal. You got on the phone and you started talking to someone, and now you can get a deal. And honestly, if it were me, and I don't know how your skill set, but like our last guy that was in a video a couple of times back, he got a deal the same way that had a tenant in it, and he picked it up for $0, and it's cash flowing right out the gate.
$400 a month.
Yeah, it was like something, a couple $100 a month. It almost sounds like you may be able to do something like that as like, hey, I don't know how much he wants for it, right? But like if say it's 100,000, you say, hey, can I put 10% down and pay X of dollars a month and balloon at this time, like you may be able to get a rental property that pays you for the rest of your life that you can get for zero, even if it costs you $10,000. Trust me, money is the easy part to find in this business. If you have a good deal, somebody will give you the money because they know that it's attached to a paid off home, that if Marquand don't make his payments, I'll take his home. So the money is the easy part in this game.
Yes, sir. I think for the new people, I would say you can have all the knowledge, but if you don't apply it, it doesn't mean nothing. So you just got to get out there and get on that horse. You're going to fall. You're going to get dirty. You're going to have bumps and scrapes, but you just got to get back on that horse and ride it.
Do you think with 25 leads, and let's just say you stay signed up for the year, do you think at 25 leads a month, how many deals do you think you could do throughout the whole year?
So here's the thing: it's consistency is the key. So if I'm consistent, it can get scary. It can get scary. Because I like to knock things out in order by order, and I think I can at least for my first year, I want to try to. Well, you talking about the end of this year or next year?
A full year.
Well, just for a full year, 12 months.
Full year? It's 12 months in a year. You could do, let's say, even if you do 2 a month, that's 24.
And you're not going to do 2 a month, right? There may be some months where you do 0.
Yeah, but there's some months you may do 4. So to average it out, let's just say 2 a month, 24. That's well worth it to me.
That's well worth $200 a month.
Yeah, that's well worth it because one deal will pay for everything and then some. So to me, you just gotta get out on that horse and make that sacrifice and like invest into yourself. That's what it is. Invest into yourself and believe in yourself. That's what it comes down to.
No, I appreciate you saying that because that's what we made the platform for, right? I want you to be able to invest in yourself and not break your bank.
Yes.
So, there's a lot of ways to get leads, right? You could go to a lot of these providers who are great people and you can buy $300 a lead. How long can you afford to keep that boat going? Or you can go to some places and you can, like I said, you can get a dialer, you can get a cold caller, and you can pull a list and spend $1,200 a month. The average person may be making $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So how long can you keep that train going? So that's, at $200, I feel like you can keep that train going and you're not breaking yourself down. And you may get a deal just like you did on the way to help fuel that confidence of closing more deals.
Yes.
Awesome, man. Well, I don't want to hold you any longer. I appreciate coming on here. This is going to get clipped and sent somewhere. So I know I don't even have to ask you. I know I got your permission.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Marquand, I really appreciate you, man. If you need anything, email us over at hello. Join the group. And hey, if you don't mind in the Facebook group, put it in the group, man. Make a post. We want to celebrate you.
Yes, sir. Sunday, I'm going to get pictures of the property. So I'll just wait till Sunday and I can post it,
There you go, my man. I love it, man. Please do that for us. And if you need anything, just reach out and let us know.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, brother.
I don't make this up. I don't come looking for these people. I don't try to make this stuff into something it isn't. They get on the phone, they talk to people, they do deals. I can't make it no more.
Yeah, we made this. It's simple. I'm talking, bro. You understand? We talked about this for almost a year before we even did anything. You know what I mean? When it came into fruition, we're like, look, how can we make this as simple as possible? That was our whole thing. How can we make it as affordable as possible and as simple as possible? I don't know anywhere you go in, you sign up, you call leads the same day. You don't have to worry about anything. You just call leads the same day and you can download them, call them. You're live talking to somebody in the same day. I don't know anywhere. I've never signed up for anything like that in any of my real estate career. So, and the proof is in the pudding. We don't, tell people to come jump on here and tell their testimonial, and he was excited. He's ready to go on Sunday and take those pictures, bro.
Yeah.
He's ready to go and make something happen. And he just said he'll do 24 deals with 25 leads a month. Even if he does 5 deals, that's one deal a year pays for the more than what the subscription is. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, like, guys, I'm never here trying to sell you hard on a subscription. I don't need to sell you on the subscription because we know what it can do. He just told you. I want them to think of it more as if one deal, how does that change your life? How does one deal that's a rental property that adds, even if it adds $300 a month to your bottom line, that $300, I tell you, man, all the time, people will tell you like that first $300 that they made from something, that's the most important $300 they did because it unlocked their brain and let them know I can do this.
Right.
I can do it. And then they got another 300 on it. Then they got another 600 on it. And now before you know it, they're living a different lifestyle, but it starts with one.
It starts with one. That's all it takes. I mean, and like I say, good luck to him. I know he'll do great. He sounds like he's, if you build a rapport for an hour and a half, that was the key takeaway that I got from that. Everything else was great, but you sat there and built rapport. You found something that both of you guys were related in as far as the dogs. You know what I mean? And then you talked about it. You didn't even talk about the house. That's why I asked him. You didn't talk about the house at a certain point, did you? Nope. Because you don't need to. The house is not important. It's can I connect with you? The more, because now I have to go to your house now. If you're doing in person, not go to your house. I want to be comfortable going into your house. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to feel like we're cool. So now when I'm here, it's like, hey, yeah, let me just check the house out real quick. But just let's walk with me, let's chat. At the end of it, you're walking out of there with a contract. I guarantee you. More than likely, 9 times out of 10.
Now the pressure comes on, the other side of the deal. Like now I got a contract. What can I do with it? Can I move it?
You can do multiple things with it, but you got the first step is to get that signature. That's the first step. I think I've done 12 in-person appointments. 12 like ever because I went virtual.
Yeah.
But I want to say out of the 12, I probably did eight of the 12.
Yeah, you're gonna knock
in person.
The in person's always gonna get knocked down because it's just it gets real at that point. It's like, all right, he's here. He wants it.
It's like I'm here. I'm all my paperwork. I'm here. We're belly to belly, like they say. You know what I mean? And
he wants it, I want it. What am I gonna do? So no, it gets real, man. And that's what we do this for. That's what I do it for, to have those calls right there. And I just want people to know, whether they're on Newly, whether they leave it, whether they come back, we're always going to be here. So when you're ready to start making some money and you're ready to start doing some deals, we'll be right here for you. So that's what I want people to know.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I mean, I think we got to leave on a high note. That was the high
absolutely.
Right,
and you need to clip that last part you just said. Yeah. I need to clip that. And let's put that on Instagram.
I'll be freestyling a lot. So
hey, just clip it. Just watch it back and
clip it. Okay, I'm gonna watch it back.
We gonna get that clipped up. But no, for sure. Man. Does anybody have? Let me see if I have questions on Instagram. Before we go. No, we're good. We're good, bro.
Good. All right, we're gonna get this where we can do this on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook and everything. We're gonna get it all down one day. But thank you guys. We'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Peace.
All right, and that live. Yeah, I gotta clip that. I mean, oh yeah, let me end the stream too here.